Yo ninjas, I'm Kaio and welcome to this new tutorial about patterns, part 3. If you haven't seen them, watch the previous tutorials that I made, links in the description. This tutorial will be about backrocks that are kinda like footworks but on the back, so they are not really considered footworks because when you do footworks you are on your feet and not on your back or on your shoulders, but the movement is similar because you're doing steps with your feet like footworks, but you are on the back. Floor work instead is a little bit more general, so you can even use other parts of your body like also the belly, the chest, the elbows and everything. So the first backrock that we are gonna learn is very easy and is the kick out on your back. This is the backrock position. It's better if you put your head on the floor and if you stay a little bit high with your hips, so don't lean your hip on the floor like this and don't stay too relaxed, but stay a little bit more up. And then it's up to you if you want to use your head on the floor or if you want to stay like this. I prefer using my head on the floor, so there's no risk that from here I turn, for example, and I bump my head. And also I think it's a little bit more useful if you do it with the head on the floor to learn like windmills or tap mills or things like that, where you have to use your head on the floor all the time. Last thing with your foot, there are people that use the foot flat like this and other people that use only the toes. Some people are able to push harder if they stay with the heels up, so like this. And some people prefer to push with the whole foot, like this. It's up to you. So imagine to do a kick out in the footwork position, starting with the right leg and doing the kick out towards the left side, so like this. And do the same on the floor. So starting like this, we're gonna move to the left shoulder and we're gonna kick this leg and lean the left leg on the floor, so like this. And then coming back here. From here changing the leg and going to the right shoulder like this. When you move from one side to the other, you should move on your shoulders, from your back to your shoulder, leaning your hand on the floor, then coming back and going to the other shoulder. So you're moving like this. I'm gonna show it slowly a few times and then faster. The first pattern was very easy. Now I'm gonna show you one that it's a little bit more complicated but still easy. So starting in the same position as before, we're gonna jump with the right leg to the left side, jumping over the left leg. In fact, it's called jump over, jump back. So from here, jump, go on your shoulder and then jump back, and then switch leg and do it on the other side. Jump over, jump back, and change leg. Starting with the right, jump over, jump back, switch. Once you learn these two basic backrock patterns, you naturally learn how to shoulder freeze. That is this position here. So you can use this shoulder freeze to go to other freezes like the baby freeze or even elbow freeze, and you can mix backrocks with some freezes. For example, instead like jump over, instead of touching with your right foot here, you lean here. Like this, down, and from here you kick into a freeze, like this, and then you go back here, and then you continue on the other side, like here, 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 If you are a little bit more advanced, try to mix your freezes, even the elbow freeze, the handstand, whatever you want, to change levels from your back to higher levels, head, elbows, handstand, our babies, and so on. Third backrock is this one. Starting in the same position, you move this time your left leg under your right one, and you go towards your left shoulder. Left leg, go towards the left shoulder, and go under your right leg, without really lifting up the right foot. So the right foot is always on the ground. Just move the left side of your body like this, and you go to this position here, and then you touch with the left foot on the floor. Then from here you lift up your right foot from the floor like this, and you turn towards the right side this time. So you go back here. And from here you do the same on the other side. So right leg is moving, left foot is always on the floor. Go towards the right, put your right foot on the floor and lift up your left one and turn back. Like this. I'm gonna show you again slowly and then a little bit faster. Okay, so this last pattern is the hardest one because it has more movements, and also it's not really a backrock pattern because you also use your belly. So what makes this pattern also more difficult than the previous ones is that the previous patterns were always in the same direction. Instead, in this one you will spin around, and also you will go on your belly. So it adds 2 more dimensions. So you're turning, you're rolling, but you're also spinning around. Starting in the same position, with your left leg, you go under the right one and you move, you start spinning clockwise. So towards the right side, here. When you arrive here, kind of like in this position, you move your right leg also clockwise to the right side. And you arrive here, kind of like laying on the floor. You can also relax and be in this position, like sleeping. So with your legs open, head on the floor, arms open. So again, from here, go under and open your legs. From here, you're gonna move your left leg towards the right arm, touching with your left foot your right hand, so like this. And from here, you have to imagine that the left foot is kicking the right hand, and it makes the whole body spin and turn. So again, from here, like this, open, kick, and then the arm is moving in this direction, always clockwise, and you arrive here. From here, you move the left arm and you touch your right foot, like this. So it's kind of like one movement makes the other movement possible, like left leg, right arm, right leg. And you arrive in this position again. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From here, you're gonna always turn clockwise. So this movement, it's always clockwise for the moment, but then we are also gonna do counterclockwise. And you move the left leg up and going to your right shoulder like this, landing in this position. Kind of like a shoulder freeze, but with your feet on the floor. So it's actually easier than a shoulder freeze. Again, from here, go towards the right, only move your left leg and go to a shoulder freeze with your feet on the floor. And from here, you're gonna jump with this leg, actually with both, like this, but you are gonna come back in the opposite position as you start. So if we started here, we're gonna jump in the other side, like this. So from here, jump here. And from here, you're ready to repeat the whole movement again in the other side. I'm gonna show it on both sides. And then in the other side. So like this, and then to the other side again. And so on. It's a little bit complicated, but if you didn't understand, just rewatch this part and you will get it. It's not so hard as a movement, like everyone can do it, but maybe it's just a little bit hard to memorize the movements. If you can't really memorize the movements, always remember that you have to do a full circle. So starting in this side, you're gonna do a full circle and coming back to the same side, but switching legs and going back to the other side and going back to the front. If you want to learn more about Backrocks, check the links in the description. And also, if you want to see the previous tutorials, always the links in the description, and also about my merch. So see you next Friday with a new tutorial. Yo ninjas!